Okay, hello, whoever's watching. I never put my videos together. I just do whatever I feel like. Well, today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Vaya Tweezy situation. I know of Tweezy from Kennedy Simone. Yes. Oh, nobody's here. Yes. My old ass watches Kennedy Simone. I believe I originally discovered her through my daughter, watching her on YouTube. And DDG and all those people, yes, I watch all of them. Not as much, but we share YouTube. But I knew of him. I knew he was Kennedy's best friend, and the most notable thing is he's snaggletooth. That's extremely fucking noticeable. And then when he's standing next to somebody like Kennedy, it's like, this nigga is snaggletooth. What's going on here? And like, why is he snaggletooth? Doesn't he have money? And like, all his friends have hundreds and thousands of dollars, and he's good enough to be in y'all's videos, but y'all can't fix his nigga's teeth. But whatever. I think he ended up addressing that, like he likes him snaggled or something. But that always threw me off. That's what I know about Tweezy. Goofy, fun-loving, always laughing type of guy. Which, let me jump ahead real quick and say, when somebody always in the camera, always laughing, always in a good mood, they always got jokes, that's generally a pretty disturbed motherfucker, because nobody's like that all the time. And a lot of these comedians we all know and love, and we think, oh, they must be the best to live with, they must be the funniest. No, living with some of these celebrities or comedians is hell on earth, because these people are not like this in real life. In the public, where they're not with their loved ones, they are the funniest, coolest, over the top people ever. But in private, they generally are monsters. So I'm just saying. And then I know what you're thinking. You're like, how the fuck you know? You don't know Tweezy? Well, no shit. But I am an old ass bitch, and I've been alive for a long time, and I've experienced life. And when people say stupid shit like, you don't know them, no shit. But I have common sense, and I've experienced life. And certain things in life are pretty consistent in certain situations, and you can read certain cues. And if you've done research about, psychology and understanding the human mind and what a person presents to the public opposed to what they must really be in private, I mean, it's just some goddamn common sense and age and wisdom. That's what I do have without knowing the person. So, seeing all that. So I saw Vaya's video about how terrible he was, and just all this crazy stuff. Not crazy. This is normal stuff that happens in households, unfortunately. It's not as crazy as we want to pretend it is. But the thing that struck me was him telling her, basically, I'm not going to raise another Ian's child. Something like, I got to raise another Ian's child. And then also, or within the same conversation, I guess when she got pregnant, he was like, I'm already raising another N's child. Just real derogatory, dark stuff to be saying around a child. That's why this situation struck me. Vaya, and all the insane, I don't know if my video's still running. It froze up on me. Shit. I don't even know. Hold on. Anyway, like I was saying before, my camera so rudely overheated. Vaya and all the insane amount of red flags that she got before even meeting the man in person. It was so many red flags. But she met him in person, had sex with him, got pregnant. It happened. But man, that young lady had a lot of red flags. But knowing that she came from abuse, it's not surprising that she got with somebody like Tweezy. Unfortunately, this young lady, and people told me this and I didn't listen. My sister, she always told me that, and I never listened to her advice, and I always paid for it in the end. But just over years of making mistakes in relationships and dating. Being alone, man. Not being alone for the rest of your life. Being alone long enough to conquer and overcome childhood issues. If you don't spend some time by yourself before your next relationship, 2 abusive men, almost in a row, you're going to keep getting abusive men. The next man might be a molester and a woman beater. The next one, the next one, the next one. Judging from Tweezy and what she described with him beating the animal to the point where she had to give the animal away. I left a comment in one of those reaction videos, and I said, when somebody's beating an animal like that and abusing an animal, of course, I mean, he's fucked up, he got anger issues, adoy. But after he's done beating the animal, or the animal's not around for him to beat anymore, who do you think is next? Not Vaya. That little girl. Maybe not even a baby, because it's his baby, but that little girl that he despises clearly, she would be next if there's not a pet around to abuse. And people don't always abuse you just hitting you upside the head when you're a little kid, or verbally abusing you. Sometimes men sexually abuse girls out of rage and anger. And you would think, well, if you're angry and hate a child, why would you sexually abuse them? Why the fuck do you abuse them in the first place? But yeah, some people, men have rage, women too. Majority of men have rage toward children, and they express it through sexual abuse, they express it through verbal abuse, and they express it through physical abuse. It's not always just, I'm going to talk to your child crazy. That shit escalates. And especially after hearing about the nigga was beating a dog. What the fuck? But anyway, Vaya got to get by herself for a while. It's some childhood shit there. I still struggle with childhood issues. I don't blame my parents anymore. I'm 40-something years old. But I made a choice not to deal with those issues. And I kept masking them and meeting people and dating and just ignoring it. And attracting very weak, feeble people who wouldn't give me any trouble. Because it's just funny what the things you experience when you're little do to you if you don't deal with them as an adult. Or being attracted to people who are emotionally unavailable. Because of experiencing that growing up, it felt familial, so I was attracted to that kind of bad energy. So I'm still working on that right now. I'm dating someone who's extremely kind and sweet and loving and is an incredible person so far. And he makes me sick sometimes. Like, that's fucked up. He makes me sick sometimes because he's so nice. He makes me sick. And that's because deep down, I still struggle with feeling like I'm not deserving of love. I'm not deserving of somebody who is always worried about me, always wants to make sure I'm okay. Damn, I just had a light bulb moment. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm talking about Vaya. But my sister sometimes, she'll be so worried about me. And I get frustrated. Oh, she'll see this. I get frustrated. Not because it bothers me that she's worried about me. It's something in my mind. Fuck, man, psychology, buddy. Trauma. But it's something in my mind that, like, gets bothered that she cares so much about me. And she wants to make sure I'm okay. And she's always been like that since we were little. Always. My parents weren't. So I wanted that for my parents. Thank God my sister cared. Thank God. But because I couldn't get that from my parents. Wow. Okay. That's all I'll say about that part. I have to go sit down and think about that. But she's always worried about me. And sometimes be like, yeah, I'm okay. And I brush it off. Because deep down, I'm not deserving of you caring about my well-being. And that's what's wrong with Vaya. I'm sorry. Ugh. Ever since my mom died, I cry about everything. I've been turned to a freaking punk. But Vaya needs to be alone. She needs to spend some time alone. She needs to figure out the stuff with her mom, her mom's mental health issues, and Vaya needs to work through that. Vaya needs to work through whatever issues with her dad, whatever happened in her childhood. She has not, and you could tell me she has, shut the hell up. I think I know. She has not worked through those things. Even if she thinks she has, she hasn't. Because she wouldn't end up with a creep like Tweezy. This is a snaggletooth nigga. She wouldn't have ended up with a Tweezy if she had worked through those issues. My camera done froze again, but I'm going to keep talking. Hopefully it's recording. Fuck. Okay. Sorry again. Let me finish this before my phone breaks. But yes, little Missy needs to be alone for a little while. And not just be alone and look at the wall and do self-care stuff. I mean, actually doing the work And if she can't afford a therapist, just read some books about the topic and like self-teach yourself. And or else she's going to end up with another first husband, another first, second, and a third abusive husband who might actually do even worse to you and that child and the baby. And you think you've seen worse. It can always be worse. More it can be even worse because you're attracted to something bad. And you got to get that figured out, young lady. Whatever you're attracted to that's bad, clearly, yes, you are. Let's be clear about that. You got to get that figured out so that you can make better decisions going forward. But if you don't work, it's always childhood. If you don't work through whatever happened in your childhood, you're going to keep making bad decisions. And you're at child number 2, and this is two men, 2 children. You got to stop. Now's the point where it's got to kind of stop. And you got to, and I'm not judging anybody, I'm just being honest. You have to reevaluate some things and figure some things out. Do not get into another relationship. And like she don't see this, but I'm just saying, if you do, don't get into another relationship. Figure out what happened in your childhood. Something happened, and it really makes you attracted to something dark. It's a dark energy. Work on that shit, because you're not gonna be able to come cry to us or anybody if you get with another person and they do some real foul shit to your daughter. Young lady, it's one thing if you're letting things happen to you, but you let niggas say foul shit to your daughter, and that baby, it's not really forgivable when they're doing it and then you still trying to work it out. Are you going to keep getting with men who do that? Yes, you are, until you figure out why you're attracted to that. That's what I would say to her. Don't just be alone. Be alone and work on yourself, because you're going to be on husband number 3, baby number 3. And it's evolving. You're saying it's the worst relationship you ever had, but the ex-husband was abusive. So Tweezy is the worst. You're gonna find something worse if you don't stop. I keep saying the same thing. I'm sorry, but it needs to be said. Work on yourself. I lost whatever initial point I had, but that's really it. That's all that matters. And to any of you who can relate to her story, do the same. Work on yourself. I'm still working on myself in my 40s, but it's sad. That's what I was gonna say. I don't know why when she was talking throughout the thing, I've seen Tweezy some, I don't think nothing of him. I think Tweezy might be bisexual. I know, if you got to this part, you're like, what the fuck is she talking about? I think Tweezy is either gay or bisexual. Some of the stuff she was saying, this young lady never said that. She didn't say that. She didn't even imply it. But some of the stuff, because she's young, she don't know yet. Some of the stuff she was saying, and I was putting some pieces together. This is the weird thing with Kennedy being her best friend, and you weren't really trying to date her, you're just trying to be her buddy, and that's possible, but I'll leave that there. And that she's like, he never wants to be with me, he was always wanting to be with the friends, the male friends. That young lady is beautiful, and yes, he did get her pregnant. That's why I said bisexual, and many gay men have gotten women pregnant, but there's a rage there inside of him that appears to be a rage. All that smiling shit, it's always hiding something. Ain't nobody happy all the time. But there's just something, from what she described, the rage makes me think about a closeted man who is very angry, and he's struggling with something, and he's putting his anger on you because he hates you, because you're not what he really wants, but he's forcing himself to try to have a family with you, even though you're not what he desires. And he's resentful because he doesn't desire you, but he's got these responsibilities on him now for something he doesn't even desire. So that would make a person very angry. And I'm not excusing him. I'm just saying what I think. And I think there certainly are some mental health problems there that he's dealing with. A lot of us are shitting on Tweezy and saying, "Oh, he's fucked up." He's fucked up. He's not this total devil. That young man has some problems, and he deserves to get help and work on himself. These are very young people. He deserves to have a chance to fix himself too. But what I noticed in the videos with him talking, his somewhat response, that boy didn't take any accountability. So I don't know if he's capable of fixing himself. Because if you don't have any ability to take accountability, it's about impossible to fix yourself. And I've dated people like that. You can't do nothing with them. It's impossible for them to take accountability, so they can't be fixed. But that's it. Just bless her. Please don't sit up here and have put all your business out here and told us everything going on just to go back to that snaggletooth nigga. And I must end it with this. I wish I would let some snaggletooth broke ass nigga make me want to contemplate suicide when I got 2 children to feed. Bitch, please. Girl, you better pull your goddamn britches up and keep it moving. A broke ass snaggletooth nigga got you wanting to kill yourself? Yes, baby. You got some stuff you need to work on. Okay, I'm done. Love you, Vaya. Love you, girl. Okay. Love you, mean it. Bye.